everyone, it's Mari here for Honeybee Stamps. I'm going to be creating this pretty festive card for you today using a bunch of different products from the brand new Holiday Wishes release from Honeybee. I'm going to start off with a gorgeous brand new embossing folder from the release called the Snowy Pines 3D embossing folder. This embossing folder is so beautiful. It just creates the most beautiful texture on a piece of cardstock. And I really wanted to work with craft cardstock and pink today for my color combination. So I'm going to take that piece of craft paper and run that through the embossing folder with my die cutting machine. And when I'm all finished here, you can just see the gorgeous texture that this has added to this piece of craft cardstock. So really, really beautiful. I'm going to use the Honeybee Stamps Brilliant White Pigment ink to add a little bit of white ink to the embossed areas on the craft paper. So I'll just take the pad and add the ink across the embossed paper, and I'm not adding or using very much pressure at all. I'm barely even pressing on the pad as it makes contact with the embossed areas. So because the embossed areas are raised up, this is really easy to apply this white ink to those raised areas in this way. So I'm just going to continue to add this white detail to the craft paper. And what I'm really wanting to achieve here is a snowy, wintry look. And I am going to be adding some sparkle to these areas. So I'm just going to continue to add this on until I'm happy with how I have added this onto those embossed areas, whether or not I have enough, and so on. And it's totally fine if it's getting onto the background as well, because when I go ahead and add the sparkle and shine, that's going to actually enhance that open area that's not embossed on my paper. Now I'm going to take some glossy accents and I'm just going to add a little bit of this adhesive to the little dots that are embossed on the paper. And I'll also add some of this glue to some of the pine cone areas as well. And this is just going to make the glitter that I'm going to be adding here just really adhere nicely to the different areas on the paper. So I'm just going to make sure that I get a little bit of this sort of all the way around the paper. I am going to trim this paper down. I'm not going to use all of it, but I did want to make sure that I had all of the paper ready to go for when I wanted to trim this down. Now I'm going to take some rock candy from Ranger, and we're going to go ahead and add this onto our paper. This is recently released packaging from Tim Holtz. I really love the quantity. This is just a really great huge bottle of this rock candy glitter. Now I've spread that all over top of where I have that white pigment ink, and because that white pigment ink is very, very sticky, that glitter is going to stick to that. So now I actually flicked off any of the excess glitter and I sized the paper down. And so now you can see I've just got this really nice rectangle to add to my project. My card base is Ballet Slipper from Concord and Ninth, and I'm also going to be using the Decorative Star Layering Frames die set from Honeybee to add some accents to my project. This is a fantastic die set. This won't just be great for the holiday season. This is going to be a go-to die set for all year round. Now I've used that largest frame there to create a card base for my card front. And so you can just see how this really pretty little rectangle is going to fit nicely into that gorgeous white die cut piece from the Decorative Star Layering Frame set. I'm going to be using a paper from the Pinstripes and Polka Dots Holiday Paper Pad. This really pretty soft pink is so gorgeous. I'm going to do just a really quick flip through of all of the different colors that are in this paper pad. They are so pretty. I love these colors, especially for the holidays. I think they're gorgeous. And so on one side you have the diagonal stripe, and on the back side you have the dot. Now I did take the larger star from the Decorative Star Layering Frames die set and die cut that out of that really pretty pink paper from that paper pad. I'm also using some of the Spellbinders Cutting Glitter Foam in the white for that smaller star from the die set. So I've now got some embellishments for my project. I'm going to start putting the card together. I'm going to put some Honeybee liquid adhesive on the back of this white frame that I've die cut here for my card front. And so that'll be the base for all of the different layers that I'm adding on. I'm just going to take some time to make sure that I get that layered onto my pink card base straight. Now I've added some foam adhesive to the back of the craft piece, and that's popped up on that white die cut piece. I'm going to layer the stars together there with a little bit, using just a little bit of liquid adhesive. I don't think I get this star perfectly centered, but it's fine. You really can't tell that much when the card is finished. I did attempt to get this on here straight, but I do feel like it moved during the course of the process. I think maybe the liquid adhesive wasn't quite dry and it wiggled to a different spot. Now I'm just going to add this onto my card front here using a little bit of foam adhesive and my tweezers. I'll just go ahead and get that into place. I did leave it a little bit higher on the project to allow for room for this ribbon bow on the bottom. So I've just tied that around the bottom edge of the card, and now I'm going to add some bling. These are the brand new pearl and gem stickers from Honeybee from the latest release. I will link up to all of these different stickers in the description box with the rest of the supplies. I decided to go with the Holiday Wishes gem stickers, and I used one of the little silver gems. I'm also going to be using the the Mini Messages Holiday Stamp Set. This is a sentiment set that coordinates with the Mini Messages banners dies. We've been releasing a few of these Mini Messages sentiment sets in the last few releases, and they all coordinate with that same die set to die cut these out, which is wonderful. So the message is Merry Christmas that I stamped out there, and I'm going to go ahead and heat emboss this. So I stamped it with some clear embossing ink, and I've used some silver embossing powder over top of that. I'm just going to heat that up to melt it, and that's going to create a really pretty silvery, shiny sentiment, Merry Christmas, for my project. Now I will take that coordinating die from the Mini Messages banner die set, and I will go ahead and die cut out this sentiment for my project. I love that these dies coordinate with all of the Mini Messages sentiment sets. And so I'll go ahead and tape that die down to the paper over the embossed sentiment there. And now I'm just going to go ahead and pop that up on a little bit of foam adhesive and place that onto the ribbon in the lower section of the card. I really love the combination of the silver, the pink, the craft, and the white. I think it's just a really wintry, pretty card, and that extra little bit of sparkle and shine just really sets it off nicely. I have linked up to all of the products that I've used for this project in the description box below. Thank you so much for joining me today, friends. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye.